It's Week 5 of the NFL. Up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Chiefs and the Saints under the lights on Monday night.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Hello again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Chiefs ball club. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Well, the Chiefs offense going to make their way out, and at the helm, a now 3-time Super Bowl MVP in his 8th season in the NFL, it's Patrick Mahomes.
I think it's safe to say that at this point in his career, there's really nothing Mahomes hasn't accomplished by this time. 3 Super Bowl rings, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 league MVPs, a couple of All-Pro nods, and a passing title. When you lay it all out, it doesn't even sound real, especially when you consider the fact he's not even 30 years old. Now he has his sights set on being the first quarterback to three-peat. If there's anyone who can do it, it's certainly him.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. But Charles, we see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself, but I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week now in the NFL, that's for sure.
You know, back when I played when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you didn't hear next man up. You heard, oh, no, we've got to put in Davis.
Well, so much for picking it up on the ground on third down. Third play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here that if you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete. You talk about this Chiefs defense. And they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough. So on 4th down, on is Lou Hedley to punt for New Orleans. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 31-yard line.
Mahomes now to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. This defense for the Saints, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect? Keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Now Carr. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Chris Jones that time coming in with a tackle behind the line.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
Now Carr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wilson. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing now is Carr. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here's Lou Hedley on now to punt the football. Shrugs him off. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now here comes Kansas City. Now, they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. CD, with that last pass, he joined a group of about 50 other men that are over 30,000 career passing yards. So, look, he's not at the top, but that's pretty good company.
Yeah, it's not the most exclusive fraternity in the NFL, but it's a pretty good one, isn't it? You still have to put some numbers up in order to get in, okay? The secret knock is still there. How about it getting it done? Proud of it.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That's to the former Cardinal and Raven. It's Hollywood Brown. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he slings one that's incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. You look at this Saints defense. They played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
3rd and 3. Now it's Mahomes again. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
That's another Kansas City Chiefs 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 20.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. Here's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco. A strong running. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
That's why the guy with the headsets is down there. All right, they know what they're doing because they got stuffed on a running play on 1st down. And I think myself and probably the fans were saying throw the football in this situation. But he knew what he was doing, called another run, and now they've got 3rd and short. I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the 1st down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking 1st down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a 1st down.
So that kick gives them their 1st points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
They'll bring a tight end in motion right. On play action, it's Carr. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a 1st down. A give to Kamara running right. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the gun, it's Carr. He's into space past the 25. And finally, wrestled down at the 11. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And so much of football is about mismatches. And here, they're going to line their running back out wide to the right. And I think defensively, there's a little indecision. They weren't quite sure how they wanted to defend that. And they weren't able to until he was way downfield.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. In motion, the tight end. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. He spins through. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. To throw, it's Carr. Back to Kamara for another catch. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. So Carr departs, and on his Blake Grupe for the Saints field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And space tough to come by there as they'll get maybe a yard to the 37. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's Mahomes to throw. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quick.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Rashee Rice, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead is now 10-3.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. The second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they've got it as we resume action. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Saints offense and the veteran Alvin Kamara getting set for this next possession, and he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating him up right now. Open man left side. Shaheed has it. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Play action. Now it's Carr. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Kamara up the middle. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So Carr departs, and on his Blake Grupe for the Saints field goal. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So here are the Chiefs to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Now here's Mahomes. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Mahomes going to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
Now Mahomes. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Saints' 42-yard line.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. The Chiefs on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. To throw, it's Mahomes. Fighting through. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. But not many guys who can blow up plays like Chase Young. He did it again there. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. He's got Brown on the out route complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. Now this drive, they're 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. They'll send a tight end in motion right. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Open man is Uzomah. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Mahomes now to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelce, a 9-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to extend their lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Butker now to add the extra point. It's good, and now it's an 11-point lead, 17-6. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it culminates in a Travis Kelce touchdown. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. Breaks through the contact. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They've probably got some adjustments to make because they've moved the football okay at times, but they haven't been able to get anything consistently going, have they?
What you worry about is it almost turns into a basketball game where one team's coming down and hitting threes, and you're coming back and getting twos, and you steadily lose ground. In this situation, you're talking about touchdowns to field goals. They want to put in the end zone and put those sixes on the board.
Yeah, they've been settling. That's why they're down on the scoreboard right now. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Carr. There's a short one caught by Johnson. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now Carr tries the left side and finds Olave. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Carr now to throw. And that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Oh, able to avoid him. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 24 yards to gain there. Another 1st down as well.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It was Cameron Jordan who came in and got him.
That's a nice job there, foiling what all offenses try to do, which is control the defensive end in the running game. They want to get to the outside, and if he keeps himself free, stays on his feet, he can make a play just as he did there.
Throwing on 2nd down. Mahomes. Throw right side, going to be caught by Hardman. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll look to throw here. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a 4th down.
A 42-yard attempt.
Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. Was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Shotgun now for Carr. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Here's Lou Hedley now. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes headed back onto the field. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment?
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out of the half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen? Before that, we'll see the end here of this first half. Completes it to Hardman. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 18 more yards there and another first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone? Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now it's Mahomes again. It's Kelsey on the ground. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 16. Throwing now is Mahomes. And it's caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Chiefs would extend their lead here just before halftime. Butker on for the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. 5 plays there on that drive. And it culminates in a Travis Kelce touchdown. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've come upon halftime here in Arrowhead with the Chiefs on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jonathan Brooks, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. From there, let's get over to the Rockies to check out the Broncos at home in Denver. And things didn't go so well as it was the visiting Raiders who come in and grab the victory. Alexander Mattison, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Finally, we're out to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. John Wolford, a touchdown pass in the victory. We were treated to an excellent first half from the gunslinger, Patrick Mahomes. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters, as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Saints offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
On the check down, he finds Kamara. Just a gain of a couple there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll drop this off to Pacheco, and they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27.
At the 27-yard line.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Catch is made by Hardman. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. They'll set up a throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and just a couple.
Brings up 2nd down at the 38-yard line.
Running left to give to Pacheco. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Kamara try the right side. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 32-yard line.
Now they'll throw with Carr. And his throw is incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Now Carr. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Mahomes going to throw. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now Mahomes. There's a short one caught by Uzama. And he will have a Chiefs first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, ball's out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
To throw, it's Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And Hardman's going to pick up a Chiefs first down as he'll get this down to the 40.
That's good for the Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
Now here's Mahomes. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelsey. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2.
At the Saints' 32-yard line.
On the handoff, it's Pacheco. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. An injury stoppage here, and that's Marquise Brown, who appears to be shaken up. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. Mahomes now to throw. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. That is caught by Rice for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Well, partner, he has carried them in this ball game, throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air, and that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been the result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Complete to Olave on the out route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
It's a gain of 20. First down, New Orleans.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Now that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And I mean, you're at the point here, third quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
Here's Carr to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Carr. The pass caught by Olave. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 22-yard line.
Gain of 13 yards. First down, Saints.
Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Carr going to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Here's Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's accelerating, and off he goes. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone. Butker now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Saints again ready to go on offense. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive. Then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
Over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. From midfield, here's Carr. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Carr now to throw. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Again, they'll throw with Carr. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Carr. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 23.
First down, Saints.
Now Carr.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Again, it's Carr. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And oh, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Now Carr, got to have this one. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Taysom Hill, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Saints are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Blake Grupe now for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down to 28. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. After the touchdown, here's Grupe to kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Again, it's Pacheco. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Throwing now is Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
A handoff now for Pacheco. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46.
Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Chief linemen might have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. 3rd and 9 here. And they'll run with Pacheco. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a first down.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
He lets it go deep for Olave. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Carr. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Alvin Kamara. A gain of 21 yards. First down, New Orleans.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Now a play fake. Carr. His throw incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now, Carr again. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. 55 yards. And the Saints get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, It actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
After the touchdown, here's Grupe to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 68 yards on the ground for him now, as he's done that on 15 carries. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Here's Pacheco once again, and he'll be taken down at about the 45. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Here's Mahomes to throw. That is caught, and he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And down to the 36-yard line here. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. Pushing through the contact. And he gets it down to the 32. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
That's another Kansas City Chiefs 1st down. 1st and 10 at the
Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Now Mahomes. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so that you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Throwing now is Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Now Carr. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Carr to throw again. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. They run. It's Kamara. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. And the officials here are going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 106 yards rushing for him now as he's toted it 21 times. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Now a run with Pacheco. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So this one in the win column for Kansas City. So they came in here facing a very tall task going against the NFL's #1 ranked defense, but they got the job done. Charles, really an outstanding performance.
They certainly showed that they weren't going to be intimidated, didn't they? They took out the best defense in the NFL today, took it right to them, and that's against a group of guys that is used to shutting people down. To me, this is going to be a signature moment for this team season.
So for the Chiefs, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.